The intergalactic space station Prometheus floated in the darkness between stars, a gleaming monument to cooperation among a dozen alien species. Yet for all its grandeur, someone still needed to clean the floors. That someone was Max. Max pushed his maintenance cart through the crystalline corridors of Sector 7, humming an old Earth tune. Most humans aboard Prometheus held prestigious positions: scientists, diplomats, military advisors. Max? He mopped floors and unclogged alien toilets. The other species found it amusing that a human would accept such menial work. Humans were supposed to be warriors, explorers, the unpredictable wild cards of the galaxy, not janitors, but Max didn't mind. The pay was decent, and he got to see things most people never would. Like today, when he discovered something impossible in the recirculation tank. The tank was supposed to be sealed, filled with biofiltered water for the station's agricultural section. When Max opened the access panel for routine maintenance, he heard it, a sound like wind chimes mixed with distressed chirping. He peered into the murky water and saw movement. Without thinking, Max plunged his arm into the tank. The water was freezing, but his fingers closed around something small and struggling. He pulled it out and his breath caught. It was a dragon hatchling no bigger than a house cat, with scales that shimmered between deep purple and midnight blue. Its wings were translucent membranes folded against its trembling body. The creature coughed water from its lungs, whimpering with each breath. Max knew exactly what it was. The Draconis were one of the galaxy's oldest and most powerful species. They rarely left their homeworlds, and their young were guarded more fiercely than imperial treasures. Finding one here drowning in a recirculation tank was impossible, yet here it was, dying in his hands. Max's training kicked in. He'd been a combat medic before becoming a janitor. Before the incident that made him walk away from that life, his fingers moved with practiced efficiency, clearing the hatchling's airways, applying gentle pressure to help expel the water. He wrapped it in his maintenance jacket, generating warmth through friction. The hatchling's large golden eyes opened and locked onto Max's face. Intelligence burned there, ancient and knowing despite its youth. "You're okay now, little one," Max whispered. "I've got you." The creature made a sound like purring thunder. Max knew he should report this immediately. Protocol demanded it, but something stopped him. How had this hatchling ended up in a sealed tank? Why was it alone, unguarded? Nothing about this made sense. And Max's instincts, the same ones that had kept him alive through 3 wars, screamed danger. He smuggled the hatchling to his quarters and contacted the only person he trusted aboard the station, Mia Chen, the head of xenobiology. Mia arrived within minutes, her dark hair pulled back in a hasty ponytail, her lab coat still bearing coffee stains from her morning research. She froze when she saw what Max was cradling. That's a Draconis hatchling," she breathed. "Max, do you have any idea how serious this is?" "I found it drowning, Mia. I couldn't just let it die." Mia's expression softened. This was why she and Max had become friends despite their different stations in life. They both understood that sometimes the right thing and the legal thing weren't the same. She examined the hatchling with gentle hands. "It's malnourished, dehydrated despite being in water. Someone put it there deliberately, Max. Someone tried to kill it. Can you help it?" Mia met his eyes. "We're going to do more than help it. We're going to find out who did this." For 2 months, Max and Mia worked in secret. The hatchling, whom Mia named Ember, recovered under their care. It grew rapidly, becoming more alert, more responsive. It followed Max everywhere in his quarters, curling around his shoulders when he slept, purring that thunderous purr whenever he spoke. Max learned that dragons bonded with their rescuers, forming connections that transcended species. Ember wasn't just grateful. The hatchling had chosen him. Meanwhile, Mia investigated. She discovered something terrifying. Ember was the offspring of the Draconis High Queen, sent to Prometheus as part of a diplomatic mission that had gone catastrophically wrong. 3 ambassadors had been murdered, and Ember had been reported as a casualty. But Ember hadn't died. Someone had hidden the hatchling, tried to stage its death as an accident. "It's a coup," Mia explained one night, her face pale. "Whoever tried to kill Ember wants to destroy the alliance between the Draconis and the Federation. Without an heir, the High Queen's bloodline ends, and their empire falls into chaos. We need to return Ember to its people," Max said, "and we need to expose the conspirators." "But Max..." Mia hesitated. When the Draconis learn that a human janitor saved their heir, when they see the bond Ember has formed with you, everything is going to change. She was right. The revelation came during a full station assembly. Max walked into the central chamber with Ember perched on his shoulder, now the size of a large dog, scales gleaming like polished gems. The room exploded into chaos. The Draconis delegation fell to their knees. Station Commander Velkara's mandibles clicked in shock. Human Ambassador Richardson looked like he might faint, but it was the High Queen's response that mattered. She appeared via quantum hologram, towering and magnificent, her scales the color of ancient stars, her eyes, golden like embers, fixed on Max. "You saved my child," she said, her voice resonating through every being's chest. "A human janitor, deemed unimportant by your own kind, did what our finest warriors could not. He found my stolen hatchling and returned life to dying lungs." Max stood straight. "Your Majesty, I only did what anyone should have done, but others did not." "Only you?" The Queen's expression shifted to something almost like a smile. "Max of Earth, you have earned a debt that my empire will spend generations repaying. You are hereby declared Ember Keeper, guardian of the heir and friend to all Draconis." The conspirators were exposed. 3 Federation officials who had planned to start a war. They were arrested within hours, their plot unraveled by Mia's investigation and the Queen's justice. As for Max, his life transformed overnight. Yet when offered positions of power and prestige, he surprised everyone again. "I'd like to keep my job," he said, "but maybe with better pay. Someone needs to keep these floors clean." The galaxy learned something that day. Humanity's strength wasn't just in their warriors or scientists. It was in their janitors, their ordinary citizens who did extraordinary things simply because it was right. Ember curled around Max's shoulders and purred, the sound like distant thunder promising storms that would reshape worlds.